aka Chris Long, coming at you again with the 15-minute V-Blog Spot Report. Now, if it may go over 15 minutes, that's cool. Hang out with me, you know what I'm saying? Smash the like and subscribe to my channel. Today, we're facing an issue, nation. I want to tell you guys what happens to children. What happens to children when they get yelled at, you know? And I'm going to explain a few traits that, children start to develop for getting yelled at, okay? Don't forget to smash the like and subscribe. But what happens to kids when they get yelled at? Great question. Every parent knows that raising kids is no easy task. This means that it's not common for them to snap and lose their temper sometimes. But sadly, when yelling becomes a regular part of the daily life's dynamic, and how children are disciplined, it can leave a lasting effect that plays an impactful role in who they become. So you don't want to mess them up and they become something different than, and it's you caused this. So here are some common traits I just wanted to share with you guys about kids who grow up being yelled at. Yeah. So far, I've had things like low self-esteem develop. It develops early within a child for being yelled at too heavily. Parents, we as parents, I know we want to get things done and we got things to do and things should be done a certain timely fashion or whatever. But you have to be patient. You have to be patient with the children and know that they're learning from you. They learn from you and you're teaching them how to move. So with that being said, have some patience with the child and don't yell. It's easy to see how harsh words, how hearing harsh words regularly can chip away at a child's confidence. When mistakes are met with yelling instead of guidance, kids start to believe they aren't good enough and nothing they do is gonna please you or be right. So just keep in mind, this erodes their self-worth and can lead to feelings of inadequacy, you know what I mean? Even in areas where they were like excelling in. You don't want to break them down, especially when they're excelling. Hey, how's everybody? Petrus, Jasmine, how you doing? How you doing? Yeah, just trying to put a little stuff out there about parents and yelling at your children, how it breaks down their emotional stature. So if you want them to stay where they are and you teach them and they want them to be good at what they do, then you need to nurture them, not yell. Yeah, so all you guys, I would love for you guys. Hey, Mohammed, how you doing? Wolf Floto, how you doing? I would love for you guys to subscribe to my channel. I'm just putting a few little, micro dot points out there about yelling at your children. So let's keep this going. Another one, besides your child feeling inadequate, could be anxiety. Anxiety becomes a constant companion, and you don't want your child to be to have a bunch of anxiety going on. For kids who are frequently yelled at, the home can feel unpredictable and uncomfortable for the child. They might walk on eggshells all day, unsure of when the next outburst will come. They'll always be nervous. You'll cause nervous in problems within your child. This heightened state of alertness often translate into anxiety that follows them outside the home as well. So they can do it at school, they can do it at the skating rink, at dance parties. They're on edge. They may feel on edge constantly, anticipating that something is going to go wrong. And 9 times out of 10, if you're that nervous, something will go wrong because you won't pay attention to the real stuff. So, that's one aspect. Yeah, I see. You're all sauteing. How you doing, Muhammad? Great. I'm glad you guys are the teens. Come on in and sit down. I myself is not a teen. I'm 55 years old. 2 daughters, 2 granddaughters, and just living a dream. Just right here trying to do my thing. So as we go on, children, they get yelled at. You yell at them. They struggle to express emotions. And this is a really, really hard one. You don't want them to hold back emotions because sometimes it becomes a powder keg. It can blow up. When kids are yelled at for showing frustration or sadness, they learn to bottle up those feelings, those emotions, and you don't want that. They may stop sharing how they feel and believing it's safer to stay quiet. So don't scare them into this corner. It's like a squirrel. When a squirrel is cornered, it will attack you. And that's exactly what happened. It's that type of powder keg mentality that will happen. This emotional suppression can lead to difficulties in relationships as they grow older. They won't be able to show the affection they have for their partner or whomever. So you don't want to back them into that type of corner, and you don't want them to think that everything has to be perfect when they come to you. So perfectionism starts to take hold. They want to do everything right. They want this to go. This has to be perfect, or they're gonna shut down and break down, and they're crying and to avoid being yelled at. Some kids just try to be perfect. Just be perfect. They become overly cautious, double checking their work, triple checking their work, or actions to avoid any misstep that could trigger anger from their parent. So if you take away that aspect, they won't feel as though that, not that they should feel that any repercussions are coming for a bad grade because they need good grades, but you want them to, while striving to do well and be positive. Perfectionism is something that they don't have to have because no one's perfect. Nobody's perfect. You're not going to be constantly perfect. If it was, everybody would master this, and we'd have a great world out here. Everyone would have food. Everyone would have somewhere to live. Everything would be perfect. So things are not perfect, but don't make them think that they can achieve this level. Make them think that they can be good. They definitely can be good, but perfect and perfectionism is something that's not going to be feasible in society's aspect. So often it leads to burnout and big dissatisfaction. So these kids may tie their self-worth to their achievements, which is not good either because you're worth something even if you didn't do that. So feeling like they need to constantly prove themselves to avoid criticism is not likely, no matter what. You could be the greatest up here. Someone's going to talk about you. You can be down here doing nothing. Someone's going to talk about you. It's down here, no one's going to help you. Up here, everyone wants to help you. Why? Because you're up there. So, well, but the thing about that is, you want people to meet you where you are, not where you're going. You don't want your child to become a people pleaser because they want to please you so much that they resonate that onto pleasing everyone else. To what is it? Mental acceptance. So kids are frequently yelled at, may develop people pleasing tendencies to avoid conflict. Sounds about right. They learn that keeping others happy can reduce the chance of being scolded, and this habit follows them into adulthood. You don't want that to follow them into adulthood because they'll feel the need to lie and cheat and this, that, and the other to get by. And who are you afraid of? You're an adult. You're an adult now, like they're an adult. Don't be a people pleaser. Don't force your children into being people pleasers. It's not good. It often leads to overcommitting, ignoring personal needs, and avoiding confrontation at all costs. So avoiding confrontation is not good. You should force the hand and engage that head on. I would say so. Another aspect would be that trust issues can develop. Now, with trust issues, when yelling becomes a normal part of discipline, kids may begin to see authority figures as unpredictable or unsafe because you make them feel that way. And this can lead to trust issues, not just with parents, but with teachers, coaches, friends, law enforcement. Trust once broken can be hard to rebuild. And children who grow up in environments filled with yelling often carry that guardedness into adulthood and feel the need to have to safeguard themselves instead of just being an adult. Being an adult means just that. I'm an adult too. Hey, don't talk to me that way. Don't talk to me in this form. I haven't took that tone with you. Don't take that tone with me. Things of that nature. You have to make sure that they come off as an adult when they become an adult, not as a trust issue holding people pleaser. That means that they're still operating out of the kid of the childhood that they once had, the emotions that they had. They can't get past that. And it's not good to have into your adulthood. That's why they tend to avoid conflict at all costs. So it's another thing. As an adult, conflict is just what it is. I mean, I disagree with that. I'm an adult too. I disagree with that. I'm an adult as well. So I know what's good for me. You know what's good for you, and so on. So, as you know, the aspect that comes to mind after trust would be the fact that anger becomes their go-to reaction all the time. Listen, I'm angry. Why, you say? Because they can't deal with the emotion. It's the emotion, and it's the fact that they held on to things as a child while their parents yelled at them constantly. For some kids, being yelled at teaches them that anger is how problems are handled, and that's not a good sign. As a result, they mirror this behavior and respond to frustrations with yelling, or aggressive actions. It's not that they want to lash out, it's that they've been conditioned to see anger as a normal reaction. So being angry as a normal reaction is not normal. You know, relationships as an adult, but having been yelled at as a child, when you get to a relationship, let's see how that does. When a child's home environment feels emotionally volatile. All right, we could talk about that. They may grow up expecting instability in a lot of relationships. This can lead to fear and abandonment, or constantly seeking reassurance from partners and friends. Now, if there's relationships that gets rocky because of your upbringing, you was a child and you didn't handle a lot, and you got yelled at constantly, and you made some mistakes, maybe. I wouldn't, I wouldn't divulge too much into that. And you don't want to become this apologetic type of person. You know, you're an adult. You're gonna make some decisions, but being yelled at as a child, don't become make apologizing too much become a habit. You know, kids who are frequently yelled at often apologize for things that aren't their fault. They may say sorry as a reflex, hoping to diffuse the tension before it escalates. So don't yell your child down and you know that your child has done nothing wrong. You may have a frustrating day. They drop the jar of mayonnaise on the floor. Anything, something. They are over apologizing and can continue that into adulthood. You don't want them to take that into adulthood either. Being an apologetic person means that you're going to always accept guilt and you haven't done anything. Why accept guilt when you haven't done anything? Okay, so their independence is going to become their new defense mechanism by this. Rather than relying on others, children who experience frequent yelling sometimes develop fierce independence. They learn early to handle things alone, and that's not good because you want them to come to you if they're having a problem. You want them to come tell me what it is. I'm an adult. You come tell me. So you have to be patient with them and not yell. You know, believing that asking for help would lead to criticism. Don't let them think that. Let them think that you're going to help them. Let them think that you're going to help them while self-sufficiency can be a strength. Hey, honey. Hey, honey. Can I have a goodbye kiss? So, yeah. You don't want them to plug into the defense mechanism. One moment. No, come on here.
I gotta go plug one of the light.
Okay. All right. So my wife, she has to go back to work. All right. So where were we? Oh, we developed. Okay, children. We were at the focal point. Let's see my notes. I took some notes earlier. They develop overthinking habits. Okay, don't let them overthink anything. You know, kids who are frequently yelled at often second guess their decisions. They're replaying conversations or interactions in their minds to figure out what they could have done differently. So a habit of overthinking can easily lead to indecisiveness and self-doubt. Even the simple choices feel like they're overwhelming because They worry about potential backlash. So don't make them feel like that just because they didn't get any jelly on this peanut butter sandwich, that it's going to be a big thing, okay? Let them have the peanut butter and bread, all right? That's what I call it. I call it the peanut butter and jelly sandwich effect. They don't want the backlash, so they tend to overthink. All right. Don't have them do that. All right. Here's one. This is my last one actually, too. They feel responsible for others' emotions. Now, we talked about emotions earlier on, and we didn't go too far in. But now we are, because they feel responsible for others' emotions. Now it's resonating onto other people because they were yelled at as a child. When children grow up in environments where yelling is common, they may take on the role of the peacemaker. They learn to read the room very carefully, adjusting their behavior to keep others happy and avoid conflict. Okay, and I've been a slave to this, so I know a little bit about this. You know, as an adult, they may struggle to separate their own emotions from others' emotions. Okay, so feeling guilty even when they've done nothing wrong is a trigger mechanism to their emotions. So what they feel is shrewd empathy for another person, and it doesn't have to be that way. I mean, you can feel for who you want to feel for. You love who you want to love, and coming to adjust your behavior because of someone else's conflict and unhappiness is not where it's at when it comes to being yourself. Okay, there, I said it. So you want to be yourself, and you want to, empathy, sympathy, all of those things, they are what they are, but you choose to use them with, as they go along. And from being yelled at as a child, you want to take on the role of peacemaker. So you may dumb down a lot of situations, okay? So don't do that. Work on it. All right, yeah. Peace. This has been your boy, Platinum Maxwell, coming to you with the V-Blog Spot Report, CEO of Platinum Travels, a.k.a. Chris Long. And I'll be talking to y'all guys. Don't forget to smash the like and subscribe, all right? Peace.